Hey, it's the Rican. Excuse my setup for today because it's been a crazy day for me. It's also raining outside, so I had to find a quiet place in my house to film, and that's not my office. So I'm here in a room in my house, so where I could close the doors and my kids could be loud outside. So hopefully you won't be able to hear them. You'll be able to hear me. So here's I know, everybody's going to be talking about what happened, what's going on in Kabul with the suicide bombings and the 13 so far as of now. There's 13 dead Marines is the last 13 dead Americans is what I've heard so far. But what I wanted to talk about when it comes to all of this is the media. And I know I always rag on the media, but I wanted to show, there's a reason why there's vaccine hesitancy. There's a reason why um, people don't trust the media because they lie to us. They gaslight us all the time. And someone like me that I'm reading stuff all the time drives me nuts. So I saw a particularly egregious two headlines that it just shows you where the media bias lies. And it's, in this case, it's obvious. It's just obvious. I'm going to show you two. I put them side by side so you could see them easier. So here it goes. It goes here. South Dakota COVID cases quadruple after surges motorcycle rally. And then here goes another headline. COVID-19 cases spiking in Martha's Vineyard, but no link to Obama's birthday party reported 2 weeks later. So miraculously, Obama had a huge party, which he said he wasn't, but he did. He had servants and guests and all, and now there's a spike in COVID, but conveniently has nothing to do with Obama because the media love Obama. Obama does no wrong. He's a Democrat. Then you go and you look and you see the South Dakota cases, quadruple case of the Sturgis motorcycle rally. Now they did this last year too, because they still held their stuff in the middle of the pandemic last year. And here we go again. But I just wanted to show the contrast between the two articles. You have, so they don't support South Dakota. They don't like Kristi Noem, and they don't like people, they don't like the people that disagree with them to have, these gatherings. Because anytime it's a Republican or right-leaning rally, it's a super spreader. It's a super spreader event. But, like the irony behind, they're like, during the riots, they were like, oh, well, these aren't super spreader events. They're actually good for public health. And the same thing, so it's the total opposite when it comes to right-leaning rallies, that it's like, oh no, look at these people, they're unvaccinated, they're unmasked, they're, this is a super spreader event. So, but this is what you get. Look, like I said, this is how they view us. We're us, how do I say it? Us simple folk can't have a motorcycle rally, but them sophisticated and elites, they could have their snobby birthday party. Now, granted, I don't care that Obama had his birthday party. I just want the media to be honest about, look, this, to say there's no link, but here, they're not waiting to see if there's a link. They just want to, and here, look, they're not talking about cases. Look, they said there was a 1,500% increase in cases the past 14 days. So, it could go from what? Let's see. Let's say I have my phone. Uh, I'm trying to get to the calculator because it could be something simple, something dumb, a really low number that just went up. It's like, okay, let's say they had 10 cases and now it went up by, let's see. So let's say it jumps from, is that right? Oh, that's what I need to do. Sorry. 10 cases times point. What are we? No, that's not right. Sorry, my brain's fried right now. But you get the idea. Look, they'll go from one case to 15 cases. That's 15 times right there, 1,500%. And that's how they'll do it. So it could be it went up by small, but we don't know what the numbers are here. They're just saying the cases are spiking here. But this is what the media does. And this is why people don't trust what's going on because for as long as I can remember, we always used to trust natural immunity. So it's like you get the virus, you recover from the virus, you have some form of immunity. But now that's going out the window to no, you got to have the vaccine even if you've had COVID. When there's studies that are showing, look, not a doctor, I'm just talking about there's studies there, you could look them up, that are showing, like, especially like in Israel with this whole thing with the Delta variant, they're showing that actual natural immunity looks like is having a higher efficacy rate than the vaccine. Now, I don't know what the sample study was, but that's the way it's going on. But you can't talk about that in the media. I'm like, I'm hoping, just pointing that one fact out, YouTube doesn't, give me a strike for just citing a study. I didn't plan to post it, that's why I didn't show it. But I was just using that as an example because this is what goes on. This is why I don't trust the media. That's why, people go, oh, well, how could you be Latino and how could you lean right and how could you be libertarian? Because at the end of the day, the right-leaning news sources, they're at least usually honest about their bias. I know Fox used to go by fair and balanced, which was nonsense, but they are at least honest about their bias. You have the Ben Shapiro's honest about their bias. You listen to like Tim Pool, he's honest about his bias. Another guy I like to listen to, Viva Frere. He's he's honest about his bias. I was actually gonna do a video like him cooking in the grill, but the weather sucked. That's why I'm doing this instead. I was hoping to do two things at once, but I couldn't pull it off. So, but look, this is what the media does. This is how they gaslight us. This is how they get us to believe, this is especially how they get their people who trust everything they say in the news. And it's like when you see these two articles, and I'm showing them side by side, you can see NBC News and Yahoo News. This is the stuff they feed us, and they feed it to you, and you eat it up, and you don't question it because that's, it's like, oh, well, we're going to cover for our guy Obama, but we're not going to cover for the stinky bikers. It's either that or it's like it is the bikers' fault, and the spike in what's going on in Martha's Vineyard is probably most likely the party's fault. But the media is just putting these assumptions out there. It's their opinion. It's not fact. But they skew their opinion based on who they approve of. And that's why people don't trust them. That's why you have vaccine hesitancy, because you have people, let's say someone in your personal life took the COVID vaccine, and they have a and they had a side effect to it. Well, and they're telling you, no, you're crazy for believing the vaccine has side effects when you actually know someone who has had the side effect. Now, granted, I can't tell you the worst side effects I know are people with vaccines, with these vaccines is just like my wife. It's actually my wife. My wife, she went to the ER with heart palpitations. So so there are side effects to it. I've seen them in my own life. I know about the pain in the arm. Some people, some people in my family got sick, like fevers, and for like a day or two after the vaccine. Um, but yeah, you can't just tell people no. It There's no real side effects. There's side effects. The question is, are you willing to take that chance? Do you want to have it? But you can't, when you gaslight and make it seem like it's perfectly fine, then there's no, you had just someone, was it a BBC reporter that died from a reaction to the vaccine? Well, it happens. Not We're not all the same. All our bodies are going to have different reactions, but at the end of the day, the media can't be trusted because, like I said, right here with these two stories, they lie to us or they omit stuff to us just because the fact that we're dumb and we fall for it, because they can't always be honest and they can't always be right. You people who, you know bought the QAnon stuff, and I'll go there. People who bought that QAnon, because I have friends who bought the QAnon stuff, but then you have my friends on the left to this day who still believe the Russian collusion nonsense, and you can't convince either one of these people of anything other than what they believe. I call them QAnon and Blue Anon because, since because the Democratic people have their conspiracy theories that they believe too. But anyways, I'm gonna leave it there. Narrate Rican. You can follow me here. I post my videos on YouTube and Rumble. So if you're watching it on one or the other, please subscribe to the other one. And you can follow me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. And I also post on Telegram. And with that being said, have a good one, everyone.